missed that one light. I think it's in the mom's room. Dude, that's what sucks. Hi, Stanley. Stanley, what are you doing, cat? Cat in the meow? Are you in the mood? Are you in the mood, Stanley? Are you in the mood? What? What are you in the mood for? What? I need to test these. Bigfoot warmers. Make up my winter kits. Start handing them out to folks on the street. Because, man, it's freaking cold out there. I wonder where you get this stuff. Does the county hand this stuff out all over the place? Like, can you go in and get boxes? If I say, hey, I'm trying to freaking make kits for people that live on the street with this stuff. Because this is the new world, man. People are really going to figure out how to value life. It happens in an instant, or it can happen over decades. I don't know. It depends on your path and what your... The sun's just started. It's been dark all morning now. I'm going to get hot. Hold on. Time out. I'm not going to be comfortable. Dang it. Hold on a second. Time out. Hi, Luna. My pretty girl, Luna Tickle. How's the pretty lady? She's the pretty lady. Okay. That's better. Alrighty. Good girl, Luna. There, that's better. This t-shirt is from one of my old parts of my old life. This is actually Tucker. Tucker, God willing, and the creek don't rise. He'll be 13 years old. He'll be a 13-year-old little lemon beagle. 14th of November. He's getting up there, man. We're all just heartbreaks waiting to happen. Everything's a heartbreak waiting to happen. I gotta work on keeping off that perspective. It's real easy to dip there, every now and again. I haven't dipped there in a while, and I feel compelled to dip there. Stanley supports that. And, I'm not afraid of death at all. I live this life for what happens in the afterlife. My motivation and my drive in life, a lot of times my behavior is driven by what's going to happen to me in my next life. So I'm trying to be real careful. This t-shirt actually is a rendition of him, and I got him from the Basset Beagle Rescue at the Heartland. This is back in 2010, so it's a very significant time. And I think, yeah, I was dating S then, and she made these. She owned it. It's no more Austin's Embroidery in Omaha. It's no more. The planet changes several times over. The planet is we're always on different timelines, you know. But real quick, people are going to start having real similar experiences. They're going to start feeling the same vibrational frequencies, and they're going to see in a real fundamental way how we truly are all, in fact, connected. Ooh, that landed right on the edge. That was a good shot. Like, I have to keep the garbage in the sink because Benny's I don't have any other place to keep it. And so I just threw it. That was a freaking right, and it landed on the edge of the sink. Anyway, okay. So there, you know, I just don't like when things have, you know, I don't like when things suffer. And I have seen I have been in the proximity of not only my own suffering, yet the suffering of others. And I am right there. I am the person that is right there in the shit mix. Like, if people called on me when they were in times of stress, they would be surprised what links I would go to be there in support. If I had someone to hang out with Mom, you know, it made it easier, but cause I'm one of those that the vibrational frequency, traumatic events, what I found in my world, what it's done is it makes people disassociate. It makes your soul, your spirit go up out of your freaking body, out of your soul sack. You just bloop. It's just so too much. You go up, whatever happens, you represent into your soul sack. Oftentimes when people do that, you don't get all the same parts that you started out with. That's where I believe all the like, I don't know, when people have different personalities, they come back with attachments, all that stuff. It's all frequency. It's all what you're willing to receive in your vessel. You know, and a lot of times it takes a lot of effort to keep that shit out. I think that's what clinicians call schizophrenia, is when people disassociate, or they're just really open and receptive to the frequencies of people not of the 3D realm. You know, maybe they just are more in tune with their reality. There should be more practitioners that just help people navigate through that reality better. All the medications, I hate it. Because the world, how long did the world exist? And I know it's had its problems, and, you know, alcohol's always been a divination tool. That's another story. What would the world be like if, like, the planet sobered up? Anyway, so I wanted to call today's hi. I don't know how to say your name. I'm sorry. I'm hooked on phonics, and sometimes I worry because Satana. I've had trouble with that. And then like my generation didn't do nobody no favor by naming their kids like they think they're fucking being clever. My generation, Generation X, you didn't do a whole lot. You did some favor, but not a lot. You sat and kept your mouth closed when you should have stood up and fucking said more shit. But that's my class of 92, you know. I've been breaking up fights my whole life because I think, you know, see, that's what people don't recognize is when you go through hell. I'm gonna, in respect of the storylines of some of the people that I've walked their path, I'm gonna share some of the people that I've walked their path. Cause that, you know, clinicians, they read books about trauma. And they read, you know, this doctor taught, and they listen to this lecture about how this doctor has their interpretation to trauma and their interpretation, but none of these people ain't never had no trauma. Maybe they had a flat tire on the side of the road in LA one time. Ain't nobody like, you know, shoot out of their soul sack. And they're telling all these people, take this and take that, and that's not the right way. That's not going to fix anything. That's not going to heal anything. People need to be grounded in their body. They need to recognize the pain. They need to walk through it. There's a gal. I'm a very heavy proponent of fitness. I have been. It's been documented in the last 2,200 videos of my channel. 23 probably close to. Last 7, however long, 2017, I've been doing this. It's very important that people use your body or you're going to start to lose your body. And if people talk about their feelings, those feelings won't build up and turn those cells into darkness, and you won't eat all those freaking toxic foods that have freaking metals and crap and junk and shit. And maybe people, get off your couch, go for a walk because it's super pretty out there. And if it's not pretty where you are, get to some place it is and just walk around to the point that your heart beats real fast. See, their heartbeat. You know what people do to get their heart beating? They go and watch freaking gross shit, like the movies, or they race their cars real fast. They do these unhealthy, I'm seeing so many terrible things happening in cities, and it happens out here with the car racing clubs and stuff like that. You know what I want to see in Taos? I want to see a car club for kids of all ages, and it doesn't matter how much money, where these kids can go and work on their cars and then have a big old huge track out in the fucking mesa. Put them in a designated, and if they freaking, hey, at least they're segregated to, you know, God forbid something bad happens, at least they're out there contained in an environment, and then have a lot of these old guys that are sitting on their couch and have nothing better to do go out there and teach these young guys what's up, build community relations, have a garage where the old guy, you know, teach them about, freaking they're gonna be making cars of their own here. They should already be, because these newly engineered vehicles are shit junk, and they're like 80, 90, 100. I see people with their Jeeps. Heaps of creeps drive Jeeps. Jeep people, man, they're their vibe of their own. And I just usually gotta tune them out. They're nice. They're shit cars. Nobody should drive a Jeep. They're a proponent of war is what they are. That's what my beef is with Jeeps. And you know who we can thank for that is that good old hunky-dory, you know, war is hell times show MASH. Because how many plants are, you know, little drooly kids on the carpets when MASH was on looking up at, ooh, Jeep. And now they still drive Jeeps because that was before Daddy started drinking. When people get stuck in the vibrational frequency of things that have happened in the past, they're never going to build on shit in the future. That's what they have holidays for. It's a pit that goes down. I love celebrating seasons. I don't like holidays. They're stupid. They're a money suck. It's just another money suck. The cracks of society are getting wider. So in conjunction with having, designated places where kids can go race their motorcycles and cars and stuff, where they're not doing it out in the freaking, where they can potentially kill somebody else that is civilian, someone that doesn't want to race their car or be, because it's crazy. Like, the level of disregard for life is what it is. It's ego. The level of ego is raising. Ego, easing God out. Ego, God, good orderly direction. Don't drive like, an asshole on the interstate. Don't go 120 miles. Don't do those things. You could hurt yourself or hurt some. They don't got that. It's all ego, easing that good orderly direction out, and then fuck it, I'm gonna do what I want. That's how my sister died last year. Living that, I'm gonna do that living that best life, chasing sensation, all of it. I mean, now she's dead. September 23rd, 2022. I say it all the time, so I never forget the day that it happens. It was also the day of her granddaughter's second birthday, and my dear sweet niece, her daughter's 18th birthday. So the consequence of just going around and doing whatever you want, people die and they don't got to see the effects. And there's a lot of cases that people are like, whoo, thank goodness they're gone, because they're fucking a nightmare, dude. There's a lot of nightmare people out on this planet right now, because there's so many broken and hurt people, and they just don't even know what to do with themselves. And I've been tracking this story of a local gal who just lost her parents in a fire on October 25th. And she's she owns a local gym, and I think she's younger she's in her 30s still. So she's about the age that my sister would have been had she not freaking the whole story leading up to how my sister died is just fucking retarded. It's just all just like, God, man. When it's your time, it's your time. But, man, if she wouldn't have been living that lifestyle, she'd maybe still be here. Who knows? I don't know. It's just so goofy. But she didn't use her tools. She didn't have tools. I talk about my tools here and how people don't have tools. And I got a lot of tools, and I spew them out here all the time, and you're free to take my tools anytime you want. And I got an email address all over the place, and I've made friends on my video that they don't even watch my videos anymore, because we just talk on the phone now. We just can't. So hi, Carl. Anyway. But these are all people that, all these people that I've had in common with. Our common denominator is that we've all been through hell in some kind of way. The thing of it is that we went through hell, and that we didn't stop in the middle and just... Sometimes it's nice to sit in your shit. You have to just, like... I don't even know. That's. I mean, it's all right. Everybody has their own process. Nobody's here. I just have my hell that I've been through, and my astrological alignment support. Me helping people get through their hell in sort of a spiritual triage, and so. I reached out to Julia. That's what her name is. I didn't know. I wasn't sure the other day if it was Julie or Julia. And interestingly enough, I almost reached out to her last year because a woman that I knew in Omaha went through a tragedy of her own when she lost her dear sweet son, Jace. I still get them mixed up? No. I ate a cookie for breakfast. Jagger. I know this. I just don't know it right now. I'm sorry, Jill. This sucks. Anyway, Dad dropped him off at school. You know, goes into school. He was a twin. That's why I get him confused, because there's Jagger and Jace, and Jagger, Jace. They're like, I don't know, high school age, 15, 16. He's driving now. But anyway, dropped him off, goes in to get now I never met the kid, and I know that they had I knew that he had peanut allergies. And you think that, I don't know, it's the whole thing. It was a really shitty, the whole thing. There's a lot of people that dropped the ball in that in that whole situation. Anyway, they ended up at 2:30. I mean, he in the next morning, 3:30 the next morning, taking out and he fought hard, but he ascended. So she went through her own trauma. And so I was gonna actually reach out, so to get through that, she went back to the gym to work through, and that's what I've been doing. I've been working through since I moved to Taos, and I really became powerless. Like, every time God puts us in a place, it's like I have less and less. There's like less, like smaller town, less opportunity kind of thing, but I'm starting to see that I think there's more opportunity. Because I was going to reach out to her because they were doing a hashtag lifts for Jagger, and I talk about it in my videos early on. And she still goes to the gym. I think that, so it's Jagger. It's lifts for Jagger. That answers my question. Lifts for Jagger. Okay. So I was gonna see if they could do like something in memorandum for Jagger at her gym for Jill, and it just wasn't the right time. And then so I messaged her yesterday. Cause I'll message any. I'm not, people get like, I don't know, like all that embarrassment, bashful and stuff like that. I was that when I was a little girl. You can get into your power and get past that. I found a lot of that stuff is self-centered fear. If I'm so afraid to do something, like, I'm not going to talk to him because I'm not important. That's, no. There are tools in the box to get people to create a foundation to stand on their own power, and plus I'm fun to talk to. So I just said introduce my, and I've seen her before, like I said in the video that I talked about Inhumane the other day. We passed each other, and I almost said something to her the other day when she was getting flowers. I went and got my lunch, and it still wasn't the right time. I listened to it's not even my gut. It's like, you got to get so quiet sometime. It's important that people, regardless of how insane their lives are, is that it's important that you take time out to just get out of that. And meditation, just try it. Just if you focus on a red dot for an hour and and if you see a thought, if you get a thought, picture thoughts like trains, like a train going by. I don't know how many people have never seen. If you've never seen a train going by, go on YouTube and look up passing train and imagine your thoughts like that without jumping onto the train. Just and people do it with clouds. Ooh. I'm worried about the gas bill. It's a puffy cloud. Just let it float away. Just for an hour. Don't worry about any of the shit that the freaking craptastic, crazy narrative the earth that's imposed to us is putting out there, you'll feel a lot better. Because once you dip into the no place space, you know, sometimes it's just you got to tap into that place when you're out amongst calamity, is what I found. So some of the people that I've walked through some, and some of my own trauma, and this is stuff that people have talked about in public forums, so I'm not putting like secret stuff out there, you know. And these are things that change people and during the, and from what I understand, like, anyway, I don't know where they all ended up necessarily. But I myself, when I was 10 months old, or when I was in junior high, I read the account. I found the police report. When I was 10 months old, I was raped, and read the sheriff report from San Bernardino. Yeah. So, and then I wasn't like tripped out or like, I didn't have like a psychological meltdown or anything. I didn't dissolve in any kind of, I didn't disassociate. My first thought was, that's why my hip pops. That's why when I'm in PE class and I got to go do those stupid bicycle exercises, that it goes pop, pop, pop. So I don't like doing those. But when I don't do those, the teacher says that I'm not participating, and that was also the year I failed PE. Miss Menifee, you bitch. Anyway, made a lot of sense. My whole life is, you know, the story. I don't want answers. I just get the answers I'm supposed to have. I'd seen I saw mom get sexually assaulted in the kitchen, and I tried to get up and help her. And my brother grabbed my hand. He was always the hider, the coward, and still is. And said, "Don't, just act like you're asleep." And I was always the fighter, the helper, because I know what it's like to go through hell. And, you know, if I can, you know, at least this asshole's gonna know he's a fucking, you know, he's gonna have to remember that anyway. And then one time mom got kicked off a set. The guy, her boyfriend, beat the shit out of her. We lived on a second story porch in Project City, California, Armpit, California, and Larry beat the shit out of her, and I was walking out to the porch. She was laid flat out, like she was out, like she was not getting up for a couple minutes, like she had dissociated. And I was walking up to grab her hand, and he freaking kicked her over the side, and I could hear her go thunk. And I could hear her gasp, and I was like, fuck. And the guy was drunk, you know, that's why I don't like drunks, and I've been a drunk, because it takes your soul, it takes your spirit, it takes you to place, makes you do shit like that in front of little kids. Then they got to talk about it later on damn YouTube. You know, because all these people have freaking been and people aren't allowed to talk about this stuff, right? Because it makes people uncomfortable that haven't ever been through jack shit. Shut the fuck up then. Go over there, you know? When I mean, and there's all kinds of levels of trauma. When I was in high school, I was thinking about Barbie today. And last I heard is she had an addiction to opioid drugs, prescription drugs, and I went to high school with her, and I was always in like the, you know, like the, I don't know, in some ways I was in like the AP classes, but in some ways I was in like the remedial classes, because they just didn't know what to do with me. I'm nacho neurotypical. They were just, they couldn't put me in the, because I'd act out when I get bored and stuff like that. I'm one of those. So this is me, Champ. This is 2002 at my 20-year high school reunion. I had braces. That's Champ. And that's Barbie. And she wrote a story. And before she read the story in class, she said she goes to therapy to talk about this. And her therapist said that it's important that she lets the people around her know that this is what she went through, so they can understand maybe what she went through. And that story is, when she was young, like 2 or 3, she remembers waking up in the middle of the night, and she had older sisters. She said she remembered she had a lot of siblings. And couple of her older sisters woke her up in the middle of the night and grabbed her, and were going around, and they were going through like the house, and they were like running, and it took her a while to realize the sisters were trying to keep the other kids away from her parents. And what she had witnessed is they were going from one room to another, and past them down the hall, they had saw what was her parents taking out black trash bags into the garage, out into the garbage. What they later come to find out was in those plastic trash bags were the parts of the hacked up her little brother that her parents had hacked up and put her out in the trash. So parents went away, and then all the kids got adopted, and she ended up in the armpit of California. That happened in New Jersey back in the 70s. I've looked for here and there. Pre-internet, it's hard to find periodicals, stuff like that, because the effort of somebody taking newspaper, like they used to have the microfilm, but to put that's like a task that's too medium, and I don't know, just probably never happened. But and these are the people because I know I've been through my old hell. It's nothing for me to just sit with these people, because people don't want to sit with people that have been through trauma, because they don't know what to do. And the thing of is all you gotta do is acknowledge what fucking hell they're going through. Maybe share some of your own hell, and be quiet for a while. Just be with people. That's what people want. Let them talk about it if they want. Let them talk. Just let them do whatever they want to do. You don't get to hear, and that's the thing, is like a lot of people make bad choices, they're so mad about things that they remember and stuff, and they're not actively using their tools to make their life better. They're just stuck in those old thoughts. They're not moving forward. They're just stuck in their old thoughts. Can't do that. The present is the gift. That is one thing I have learned. Anyway, so I called today's talk Trauma Bond because there's so many people that have gone through so much shit and they've never been allowed to talk about it. I think anybody should be allowed to talk about it. Fuck PC. Fuck it. I've got talks. I've talked about this in so many videos before. It's like, don't let people narrate. I know what a control freak is, because the first part of my life, I was controlled a lot. And I was obedient. I allowed people control me. People raise their voice at me, I'd freaking shrink up. Yes, whatever you want. And then what happened is I grew up and I learned about what bullshit control is. It's all a show. Like, my whole life, I was a real smart kid. I thought I was dumb. I was super intelligent. My whole life, I would come up with ideas, and these grown men wouldn't understand how I would come up with these ideas. And then they'd use my ideas, and then they'd take the credit and stuff. It just people just suck. Mostly people suck. Because they want to suck, because they choose to suck. Because they could have given a little girl credit, but no, they didn't want to look bad or whatever, so it's just whatever. So I've always seen how it's a production. How people act like they're smart, but they're not really smart, but they act like they're smart. And they're taking everybody's money to make decisions, and they're not good decisions. And so now the whole world is coming to the same point at the same time. People either want to be free or just this power play that's coming around, and it's just getting gnarly, man. It's just gonna get freaking worse. It's gonna be so bad. And I don't understand how people can have so much. And I don't care if people are fucking junkies on the street, or make their bad choices and they end up. It's cold out there. There should be places where they can get heater buddies with propane, for free. We're funding people killing people in places that have nothing to do with us. Billions, trillions of dollars. Just give it to them. Boom, boom, boom. They're playing freaking war. They're just doing stupid shit. The Swingin' Wiener Club is at it again like they did every 19 years they do this. It strokes the economy. And then all these young people they're off seeing the world or just enlisting to go to college or whatever fucking bullshit reason they're going in for, because none of it's a good reason, because it all comes down to killing is wrong. It's just wrong. You don't kill people. You don't harm yourself. You try to do good things in life, and the world has just really gotten off its rocker. So now we get to deal with the consequences of this. Just get to watch. So what am I going to do? My part is I try and raise money. I try and raise fun. And with these, I make stuff. I put them in my bags. I put them in my Suburban or my whatever, the car I'm going to drive, and I take them downtown when I see people that are freaking, there's always someone that needs help. And yet the whole world would rather just record people that need help rather than helping the damn people. It's freaking weird. I don't know. But I made a roast last night. I went into town yesterday. I potential snow today, and so I went and filled up the water jug because I didn't want to have to go anywhere today if I didn't want to. And then I just stopped at the supermarket and got a big old roast. I like this supermarket because they sell single stalks of celery, and I got the last one because I hate buying the whole thing because I don't use that much. But maybe now I will this season because I'm making more soups and stuff like that. Made a big old freaking I don't wonder how big it was, how much it weighed. I didn't even look at the weight. Put it in the crock pot last night with some seasoning and carrots and potatoes, a little celery, a little onion, some garlic. I seared it this time. This time I never did that before. I put the onions and the garlic in a real hot skillet and then put the meat in it, and then I put it in the crock pot. And then that was like 7 o'clock last night. I went in there and I went, and it just fell apart. I was like, that's the sweet spot right there. Anyway, speaking of food, I was thinking about, because this gal's planting seeds, and and she don't even know it, but she's competing. She does those like bodybuilding competing things kind of thing. And I've known people that do that. Now, I don't have the life structure where I can go and be at a gym, and I'm not ever gonna, I probably ever won't put myself in a position again where I have to restrict my diet in the way that I've had to restrict my diet in the past. I don't think I could do that. I eat a very high protein diet naturally. I'm O positive blood, so I naturally eat a high. I can't. And I know how, because when I was in the Air Force, I had to use those skills that I had to learn when I was young. I mean, diet has been it's been my lifestyle my whole life, because I was when I was a little girl, they said I was hypoglycemic, so I had to watch. I couldn't eat sugar, and then they took away milk, and so like I don't want to live a life where I can't eat this. The only thing that I restrict from my diet is alcohol. I can't drink that. That's just good. Go girl. This is not scary. You're so cute. You know how much I love you. All the most. All the old dogs. Oh, shake it off, sister friend. Anyway, so that roast was falling apart good. Anyway, so she's gonna be in one of those fitness competitions here. Oh, is my sweatshirt in your way, precious? She says yes, but I will lay on it. Okay. So it got me to thinking. I wonder because I know that they have like freaking like people in their 70s, like all the way up that do that. But I was like, I wonder how I would fare. I just wonder. I just am curious how, like, if I could actually place in one of those body fitness competitions. I wonder. I bet I could. I got other. I mean, you get trophies because you're the best at something. I've gotten trophies. I don't know. Competing? I'm funny as far as competition is concerned. I like going for stuff, and it's so cool to just work on your body, and I just think it's really neat to watch this lady go through her hell, and then use it for positive. Like she's gonna use her whole story. She'll impact a lot of people, and she already has, I think. I don't know her that well. I don't know. Anybody that wants to help people eat better, feel better, because the idea is you're supposed to act better when you feel better, but people are just going on a crazy ego trip, so it's getting weird, but I don't know. People are definitely going to come into a place where they're going to have to choose life, and in order to choose life, you're going to have to work for that. You're going to have to do the foot prayers. You're going to have to work for that. My little cup of decaf. I can't even drink caffeinated anymore. It sucks. But it still tastes good. I got this Kroger. It's supposed to be pumpkin spice. And I bought it because I knew it was Kroger. So it wasn't going to taste like pumpkin spice. I wasn't sure what it was going to taste like. But I know those off-brands, like they have their rendition, but I wanted to try it. This stuff is like that, that big red gum that when you put in your mouth, it's like the most flavorful burst of cinnamon like up in my life that I ever had, aside from drinking a vial of cinnamon oil. Don't do that. Learn from my mistakes. But this stuff is like that. It tastes like liquid big red gum. That's what this creamer tastes like. So I take a little bit of that, and then I take some whole milk and zap it with my milk frother. And then I drink a cup of decaf from back when I went to the AA shit. I don't do that anymore. Learned a lot of stuff, though. So, anyway, it's about all I got for now.